Before tomorrow arrives, this cosmic message must find you. Because the moon is not just shifting phases, it's initiating a purge. An energetic unraveling from May 17th to 23rd that demands stillness, awareness, and surrender. So, if you're feeling disconnected, overwhelmed, or oddly emotional, this is not random. You're being reset. As the moon begins to wane on May 17th, its energy shifts inward, pulling you into a quieter, more introspective space. You might notice it right away. A sudden wave of exhaustion, a loss of momentum, or a subtle fog hanging over your thoughts. It's not just fatigue, it's the start of a deep internal cleanse. The universe is asking you to slow down, not to punish you, but to prepare you. When energy moves inward, healing begins. What feels like disconnection is actually realignment. This isn't about being unproductive or lazy, it's about spiritual formatting. Old patterns, draining habits, and subconscious clutter are being swept out, one slow breath at a time. If you're struggling to concentrate or feeling detached from your goals, know that it's part of the process. You're not losing your path. You're shedding what kept you from seeing it clearly. Let this be your permission to rest, to pause, and to surrender control. There is power in slowing down during the waning moon. Think of this as nature's way of clearing your emotional hard drive, removing what's outdated, irrelevant, or heavy. What remains will be lighter, more truthful, and ready to align with the new cycle to come. So, if you feel empty right now, trust that it's the space being made for something better. As we approach the last quarter moon on May 20th, something subtle but powerful begins to stir within the soul. You may feel off, disoriented, emotionally raw, or even disconnected from your usual desires. This isn't confusion. It's a phenomenon mystics have long referred to as moonsickness. It's a sign that your inner world is undergoing a deep psychic rinse, washing away the clutter of identities that no longer serve you. During this phase, your ego may begin to unravel. You might forget what you once chased, what you believed mattered, or even how you defined yourself. It's not memory loss, it's liberation. You are being stripped of the masks you wore to survive, not to live. The discomfort you're feeling is your spirit untangling from illusions, beliefs, and outdated dreams. It's not a breakdown, it's an awakening in disguise. This is a sacred kind of disintegration, one that allows the soul to breathe in truth for the first time in a while. Let yourself feel lost if that's what arises, because in the letting go of what you're not, you inch closer to what you truly are. Don't rush to rebuild. Don't scramble for clarity. Let the fog do its work. You're not falling apart. You're finally expanding beyond the shell that kept you small. If you're feeling scatterbrained, forgetting simple things, or zoning out mid-conversation, pause before blaming yourself. This mental fog isn't a flaw in your system. It's an intentional cosmic process. During this waning moon phase, your mind is being rewired on a soul level. The universe is asking you to stop running on autopilot and to trust the blank spaces, because what seems like a glitch is actually a deep inner reset. This fog acts like spiritual defragmentation, clearing out thoughts tied to past pain, outdated beliefs, and heavy emotional loops. You might feel like you're not yourself lately, but that's because you're dissolving versions of yourself that were built around survival, not authenticity. The thoughts that are fading, they've served their purpose. The noise that's dimming, it's making room for something more aligned. So instead of resisting the fog, lean into it. Let it slow you down. Let it silence the mind so your soul can finally speak. Don't fight the pause. It's sacred. You're not meant to be sharp right now. You're meant to be soft, receptive, and open. Because in this quiet recalibration, you're not losing your edge. You're finding your essence. On May 22nd, the energy turns sharp and sobering as Saturn enters the spotlight. This isn't a gentle nudge. It's a mirror held right in front of your face. Saturn, the planet of discipline, karma, and truth, demands honesty. It asks one confronting question: where are you still lying to yourself? Whether it's about a relationship, a habit, a dream, or a fear, Saturn will bring it to the surface with clarity you can't ignore. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe for daily cosmic insights, astrology updates, and spiritual guidance, because the universe always has a message for you. The excuses that used to work will suddenly lose their power. Emotional detours, procrastination, or victim narratives, Saturn clears them all out. This energy is like spiritual tough love. It doesn't care about your comfort zone. It cares about your evolution. If you've been avoiding responsibility in a certain area of life, this moment will feel like a cosmic spotlight exposing it all. And no, you can't look away anymore. But here's the gift hidden in the confrontation. Clarity equals freedom. When Saturn shows you what's broken, it's also handing you the tools to rebuild. You don't need to be perfect, just honest. Use this day to reflect, journal, or have that difficult conversation you've been delaying. Because growth is no longer optional, it's knocking on your door. And this time, you're ready to answer. On May 23rd, the emotional tides rise as Venus stirs the heart. You might suddenly crave connection, feel nostalgic for an old flame, or get the urge to reach out to someone you've long left behind. It's that familiar ache, the kind that whispers, maybe this time it will be different. But be careful. This isn't divine timing knocking at your door. It's a mirror reflecting your unmet emotional needs back at you. These temptations aren't signs from the universe. They're emotional tests. You're being shown where loneliness still lingers, where your self-worth might still seek outside validation. If you act from that hunger, if you chase without grounding yourself first, you risk reopening old wounds that were trying to heal. Remember, the past may feel warm, but it often burned you before. That ache? It's not a call to return, it's a signal to heal. So, before you send that text or entertain that fantasy, pause. Ask yourself, am I reaching out from love or from lack? Venus is reminding you that the love you seek must begin with you. Anchor into your worth. Let the feelings pass like waves. Because once you stop chasing mirrors, you'll finally start attracting reflections of your true, whole self. May 23rd carries a strange, haunting stillness. It's the kind of quiet that makes you feel like time has paused. But this isn't a void of meaning. Mystics refer to it as the gap of power, a sacred pause between what was and what will be. During this time, clarity doesn't arrive. Answers don't land. It's not because you're lost, but because you're in the space where transformation is choosing you. This moment isn't made for action. It's not a time to fix, decide, or figure things out. Any effort to force clarity will only create more fog. The universe has pressed the pause button on purpose. This hollow space is where divine timing recalibrates your path in silence. It's not a punishment, it's protection, a womb-like stillness where something unseen is preparing to emerge. So surrender to the quiet. Don't rush to fill the silence with noise, decisions, or distractions. Let the unknown breathe. Float in the in-between, trusting that your soul knows exactly what it's doing. Because in this gap of power, what feels like nothing is actually the beginning of everything. This week, don't be surprised if things start falling apart, literally. Glitchy tech, lost items, broken objects, or sudden plan cancellations may seem frustrating at first. But before reacting in anger or panic, pause. These aren't coincidences. They're energetic releases, subtle messages from the universe that something outdated, something tied to a former version of you, is being cleared out. Everything you own holds energetic memory. That item that suddenly shattered, it may have been linked to an identity you no longer need. That plan that fell through, maybe it belonged to an old timeline you've outgrown. These breakages are not setbacks, they're confirmations. Confirmations that your inner shift is so deep, your outer world is adjusting to match it. You're not losing control. You're being released from attachments that no longer serve your evolution. So instead of scrambling to fix, replace, or restore what broke, ask a deeper question. What part of me was this connected to? Let that reflection guide your healing. Because when the universe breaks something, it's not punishing you, it's making space. Space for a version of you that's more aligned, more present, and more powerful than ever before. As the new moon approaches, the universe isn't asking for a massive overhaul. It's asking for one small, conscious release. Just one thing. Maybe it's a recurring fear, a toxic belief, a silent grudge you've carried too long. Don't underestimate it because it's small. That single emotional weight could be the anchor that's been holding your entire spirit down. By letting it go, you signal to the universe, I'm ready for something new. This moment isn't about dramatics. It's about energetic precision. You don't have to burn everything to the ground. You just have to identify the one thought, pattern, or story that feels heavy and set it free with intention. This simple act becomes the spiritual key that unlocks the next doorway. Because sometimes, the smallest release opens the largest transformation. It's not about how much you let go. It's about how deeply. As you cross this threshold into the new moon cycle, you're not just stepping into a new phase, you're stepping into a new version of yourself. One that's lighter, clearer, more aligned with your soul's true rhythm. Let the confusion, the stillness, even the fog have its place. These are not signs of weakness, they are signs of recalibration. What emerges next will not be who you were, but who you were always meant to become. Between May 20th and 23rd, you are walking through what mystics call a power window, a portal packed with karmic shifts and soul-level realignment. Saturn demands truth, Venus tempts illusion, and in between it all lies the hollow pause, the gap of power. These 4 days are not meant to be filled with action. They're designed for awareness, stillness, and release. If you've been waiting for the right moment to let go, this is it. This sacred window isn't asking for everything. It's asking for one conscious release. Something you've known deep down you're ready to part with. It could be a fear, a relationship, a memory, or a belief. Whatever it is, letting it go now won't just clear space in your mind. It will restructure the path ahead. Because in this energy, even the smallest act of surrender has the power to echo across timelines. This is where transformation becomes quiet. You don't need to force clarity anymore. When you stop gripping the old, clarity becomes who you are, not something you chase. Let this window work for you. Let the universe guide the unraveling, the healing, and the next chapter. You are not waiting for alignment. You are becoming aligned. If this message reached you in time, comment, I'm releasing for realignment below to seal your intention. Like this video to anchor your frequency, and subscribe so you never miss the guidance arriving exactly when you need it. The moon isn't just changing in the sky, it's changing you. Let it. Let the transformation happen, not with force, but with faith.